my name is Andy. I wonder how many of you have thought or even said or longed to hear some of the following phrases. Madam, we've had the test results back and it seems like your cancer has shrunk. Sir, you've reached the job interview stage of your application. The new MP seems to be more in touch with the people. Liverpool Football Club are 25 points clear at the top of the Premier League and only a few more games to play. We've just got an Alexa and in our house life will be so easier. Scientists all over the world are working hard to find a vaccine and they're getting closer. Moments of good news, signs of better future, reasons not to give up. Hope. It's one of those things that all of us need in life, isn't it? No matter who we are, no matter what our circumstances are, we all need reasons to live, to not give up. None of us are truly satisfied with where we are. We all dream of better days and improvement to our conditions. I'm filming this video in the middle of coronavirus crisis lockdown and most of the world are finding themselves stuck at home. They're isolated from their friends and family. Maybe they're not able to work. Maybe children are not in school. Many are ill and many have died. Maybe you know some of those people yourself. Whether it's coronavirus or any other type of crisis in life, we each hope and long for a better tomorrow. And it's when tomorrow is just the same as today, or even worse, it's darker and deeper. It's when life becomes unbearable. It becomes pointless, even not worth carrying on. The depression is intolerable. The alcohol and the drugs keep finding their way back into your hands. Your wages will never pay the bills that are coming in. Breakdowns in relationships break your heart. That impulsive, spur of the moment comment that you made that you just can't take back. Or simply your dreams, the dreams you had long ago, just seem to be further from the reality than they were when you first made them. But surely there are things in this world that we can put our hope in to try and overcome the despair. And so we put our trust in politicians. And they make promises and investments to help those who are most vulnerable. We put our trust in doctors and we take medicine to hopefully kill the disease that is attacking our bodies. We put our trust in celebrities and we kind of admire their talent. We live out our failed dreams through their success. We trust in possessions that give us comfort and a sense of achievement. We trust in pleasures, things that make us smile, that hide the sorrows of life. We trust in religion and we hope that our good outweighs our bad. We trust in humanity, thinking that together we will be able to overcome the world. Until the MP doesn't keep his or her promise again. Until the medicine fails to kill the disease. Our latest purchase becomes out of date, out of fashion. Our indulgences just go a bit too far because we're always left wanting more. Our childhood idol, we find out, has skeletons in the closet. Obeying rules and more rules just overwhelms us with this burden of shame and we can't cope with it. And then trusting in humanity, well, centuries and centuries of trying hasn't worked so far. All sounds a little bit depressing, doesn't it? It's almost as if we need something bigger, something greater, something stronger, more powerful to ultimately defeat the greatest enemy of our life, death. Death itself. Well, there was a man 2,000 years ago who promised to be that something, that someone He, like others before and since, he claimed knowledge and truth. He had vision and a plan. Many believed and followed him and witnessed extraordinary power and authority. But there was something different about this man. Like others had said, I will show you the way to the truth. This man said, I am the way, the life, and the truth. And he demonstrated his power by doing miracles, by casting out demons, by healing the sick, by stilling the storm, even by raising the dead, until a week or so later, he died himself. His followers, shocked, confused, hiding in a room for fear of their enemies, wondering if this man was just another failed prophet, one in a long line of people seeking fame through their charisma and their skills. A mistaken belief that he could solve the world's problems and promote a better philosophy of life. Until, while sitting in their room, a woman rushed in, out of breath, excited, and shouted to the men who were sitting there in sadness, I've just come from the grave, and it's empty. He's not there, he's risen. What? The men say in unbelief, and they run to the grave to find out for themselves. But it was true. There was no body there. The body had been moved. Where had it gone? Dead people don't come to life. But while more confused and wondering how this could be, there he was, stood in the room with his followers. And he said, peace be with you. Jesus Christ, once dead, now alive again. They could feel the marks in his hands, his wounds where they nailed him to the cross, but yet his body was new, perfect even. How could it be? Until they remembered that he'd spoken of this before. He would be arrested and beaten and mocked and killed, and on the third day he would rise. You see, Jesus had come into the world with the main purpose of dying. And as he died on the cross, a very real human death, he took upon himself the guilt and the shame of a world of sin. Sickness and sorrow, evil and wickedness, even death itself, consumed within his suffering in our place. And he paid the price for the rebellion of our rebellion against God. And he did it all for you. He did it to set you free, to give you life, real life, to give you hope beyond the grave, to give you meaning and purpose even now in this life. The world is cursed, and there's nothing in this world that will ultimately satisfy our worldly hopes. All things, no matter what they are, not necessarily bad in and of themselves, but they all will fail us. They'll falter, they'll come to an end. But Jesus Christ is alive forevermore, and he never fails. His promise to you, if you believe in him, is eternal life. There are 3 reasons why hope in Jesus will overcome the greatest and deepest of despair. Firstly, unlike politicians and celebrities, our hope is based on the highest and ultimate authority there is, God. God has staked his reputation on the gospel. He's promised this hope, and he's proved he can deliver it by raising Jesus from the dead. Jesus is the first fruits. He is the prototype, the model by which all followers, all believers will go after. Humans will live forever because the God-man has risen from the dead. Now, I know speaking about people coming back from the dead might seem a little bit far-fetched to you, but the resurrection of Jesus is historical fact. There is great evidence for it. If you're interested, we do have a 3-video series on evidence for the resurrection, so please do take a look at that. Well, secondly, putting hope in Jesus promises a brighter future, a future that is far better than possessions or pleasure could ever give to you, that you could ever dream of. See, it doesn't promise just to help you cope with life. It doesn't promise to hide away all the troubles that are really still there lurking around the corner. The hope in Jesus is a promise that one day he will totally and completely and utterly remove our problems. The hope of the gospel is that one day there will be a new earth where there'll be no more suffering, no more pain, no more sorrow, no more death. There'll be a new world. And you will have a new body. Perfect body, a body that will never sin, and a body that will never die. Third reason that hope in Jesus is the best is because it's not just about the future, but it changes your today. It's a hope that's not achieved. You don't have to earn this hope, this promise. It's not something you can achieve through human efforts, through religious activity even. Hope in Jesus is not something we have to worry about, are we good enough for? But it's a gift, freely given to all those who believe. You don't have to prove yourself or apply yourself to it or be a certain type of person to be able to achieve it. All who trust in Jesus will get this gift freely by God's grace. So when you decide to put your hope in something, think about what it is. What is the hope that it's promising you? And then ask yourself, will it really and truly deliver? When we hope in this life, in this world, the answer will always be no. But with Jesus, the answer will always be yes. The power of God that raised Jesus from the dead can be at work in you to help you, to comfort you, to provide for you, to sustain you, to bring you through even the hardest of trials in life. If you want to know more about things that you've heard in this video or any of the videos, then please do let us know, get in touch. You can email us at the email address. You can find us on Facebook. You can watch some of the other videos on the website too. Thank you for listening.